Hello, sports fans from around the world. It's the one you've been waiting for, the grand final edition of the NRL SuperCoach BDE podcast. We are the best draft experts here to guide you to a title. It's bloody time, listeners. Let's get those W's. We want to see some championships raised on behalf of the BDEers. And to bring you that expert analysis, we have none other than the great man, Simo himself. How are you, sir?
I'm good, mate. G'day, listeners. Hopefully you're still alive in your leagues and playing for the big one this weekend. It's it's not easy to win SuperCoach Grand Finals. So if you're still listening and still in those leagues, then credit to you. Hopefully you can bring it home this week.
Yeah, hopefully you haven't been hit too hard by injuries, and hopefully you haven't got too many Canberra players that relied on to get you there.
Yeah.
The Todd Mound. Hello, sexy man. How are you?
G'day, mate. I'm doing well. Happy to be here. Looking forward to this week's footy, mate. Wires on top of the table. Everything's right in the world.
Yeah, mate. I said to you and I think we'll talk a bit more about the Wires, but I hate the DWZ injury, mate, because I genuinely think that man's good for a game that probably shouldn't even happen, how good he's been playing.
Mate, the way he gets his body outside the line and keeps his arms
outrageous.
He's great.
Did you hear? I was watching our friends on the Sponge. Brian was saying he'd done his collarbone earlier in that game. Yeah. He said to the coach, "I've never scored a try with my left hand, but by pure instinct did that put down because he had no collarbone on his right." And are you kidding me? What?
Yeah, what a guy! What a guy! We're committed to the team. Showed the mana, baby.
How do you do that? How tough is that as well? And you could see when he landed on that collarbone again. I don't think that did him any favors.
It was just a small fracture. It went to a large fracture.
It's something like that, mate. But that was pretty wild. But yeah, well done to the Wires. And we'll talk about your Roosters, Simo. The old banana skin that they just can't avoid, mate. Honestly,
they never get through the banana skins. They always hit it.
They don't. They like that comic that just can't stop stumbling over them. It's terrible. So, listeners, we will run through. Got some quality cues on X, quality cues on the Book of Face. We'll even put in. We're not normally big on the old captains in your leagues, but we understand that's important this week in your GFs. So we'll have a crack at those too, and preview the Listener League GF, which will include 2 listeners for the first time ever. None of us represented, boys. So there is a jersey on the line. Bit of excitement for the winner of that one. Simo's got some black markets to go to get us one for $20 is what we've budgeted for that. So backing you in, mate.
Team of Australia's are back in stock, everyone. Look out.
What is it, mate? It's like or go to an antique shop and pick up, I bought my dad a Broncos jacket a couple of years ago for $15. It was bloody quality, mate, I'll tell you.
Probably not too bad.
Not too bad. All right. We're only kidding, listeners. We'll sort them out. We'll start off. We'll go straight into the games, gentlemen. So Broncos v Storm, and I'm straight up going to say there is no genius here, but one of the most obvious VCs. He may have been good enough to get you to a GF. If you've not got the VC on Suafa'alongo, you want to have a bloody good other option, I tell you. He could score. He could win GFs this week, gentlemen. I'd say he's up there and arguably the best start of the week. My goodness.
Yeah. It's funny you say that, mate, because I'm in a league where I own Fa'alongo, but I also own Hines and Drinkwater.
Wow.
And so obviously you can AE the position. And
wow.
I think initially I've just done what you've just said. I've gone straight to my team. Fa'alongo, surely he's got to be a VC. But in my particular situation, maybe you play it safe and put Sua on the bench to get the AE score.
Clever, mate. If someone has the luxury of those 3 arguably top captain options of the week, then I think you are in a position to do that. And that's a nice low key. Can you show us your guns, mate? Can you give us?
Yeah, I don't mean it for that, but it's one of those things. It's super rare to have Fa'alongo and not chuck an armband on him.
Yeah,
I think honestly, I don't see many other. That would have to be the situation, honestly. For you to not.
It has to be. The ceiling on him this week is honestly 160, and I'm not mincing words. Genuinely, that would not be. I think he's more likely to get 160 than 70. Is my honest take this week. Why should he not score 2 tries? It's crazy. So, just thought we'd start off with that. Todd, just in case, man. I don't think it takes it. That's a really obvious one.
No, I am no genius, and I would do the same.
Beautiful, mate. Okay, so I'm going to stick with the Storm here, gentlemen. And this one, for a lot of us who've really struggled to keep CTW cattle on the park with the injuries, like I know I've lost in our League of Record grand final. Tolo Kula, who I've loved owning all season. Thank you for that, Dom Young, just melting his ankle 1 week before a GF. So you're looking at some players. I'm going to say it, Todd, this is an ick one, but unfortunately it's going to have to say it. Nick Meaney, goal kicking against the Broncos. I don't love it, but I'm starting him this week in the GF, mate, and I think he's okay.
Yeah, good luck to you, mate. We've seen Nick Meaney being so hot cold this year, being actually more cold than hot. But look, we've always said play matchups, and this is a pretty juicy matchup against the Broncos. Coming off like a 70-odd last week too, Nick Meaney. So I can see why a lot of owners would fire him up. And look, fair play to you. You play the matchup and hope the Broncos suck as bad as they do.
Floors come up, mate, too, just for the listeners. I think we've been saying it for a couple of weeks. He's actually gone back to more what we thought he'd be at the start of the year. So he's on a match-winning component, but with a bit of luck, you've got a chance of hitting a 90 on a really good week. One try, and you're probably pretty happy. The other one, Simo, a guy we're big fans of, but it's going to take some stones to start Moses Leo on a GF. I'm just going to throw it out there. I think the stones, he's going against the better defensive side as well. Like, that's what worries me a little bit. Can you force CTW him in a GF, mate?
I could against the Broncos for sure. Like he's hit form of late. I mean, I know there's risk involved. Like for most listeners out there, I think probably Aing is probably safer. Chuck him on the bench and see what he does. But if you don't play AEs, then you're obviously going to make a decision where it's all cutthroat. And I don't know. The matchup's so good. I think he's going to be a pretty bona fide top 40 option this week. So I don't feel super great about it, but I'm comfortable enough to chuck him in there.
I think so, mate. With Jerome Hughes back as well, you hope that they just tick over that little bit more and look even in better. So, all right, that's the other one. Look, Tyrone Wishart in the centres quickly, gentlemen. That does muddy the waters a bit. He's a gun. I think I'm happy. If I've been running him as a 5'8" in particular, I think he's 5'8" halfback. Is that right? Have I got that right with Tyrone? Yeah. I think as a 5'8", I'm happy again because of the matchup, just to roll. Green light, gentlemen?
Yep.
Yeah, I think you can. I would stop short at Tuamalato Brown. He's on the better side, but I think that's just asking for trouble. Yeah, too risky for me. Yeah, either of you? Can you go?
Probably too risky for me.
I can't have it. Yeah, too far. Now, here's a really tough one. Now, if you are an owner who somehow made a GF with Jerome Hughes, well done to you. I think I'm up against that this week in the League of Record. That is going to take – I know Jerome Hughes looks like an auto start just based on name, but coming back off hammies and calves and all sorts of things, oh boy, that is a very nervous first half at minimum before hopefully he does something. I've got to ask you, gentlemen, if you've been relying on another halfback who's done you pretty well, obviously if Ethan Sanders is the one that gave you the push, you got no choice. But aside from that, Todza, this is interesting. If you've got one of those other viable halfbacks, do you switch to Jerome given the matchup?
Yeah, I would. You play your studs. You play your studs. He's a stud in a juicy matchup. He's starting. I would play him.
Simo, we'll go to you because this is a pivotal moment for listeners because this will be one that might have existed in more leagues than we think.
All I'll say is if you still own Jerome Hughes and you're not going to play him, then what was the point of owning him all this time? Like, it's just I know what you're saying about the injury, but I'm like Toddy. I think you're backing the matchup here. The fact that he's back, you got to assume that he's fit enough to get them there going because they've rested him for what 3 weeks now at least.
They've been really cautious. Like you'd think if he was close to coming back, knowing they needed wins, they would have brought him back. So
yeah, because I had a few weeks with Wishart, they had a few weeks with Hayden Watson in there. I think there's even 1 week with Tolio in there. So it could even be 4 weeks they've rested. Like it's been a while. Like I'm just going to put the faith in the fact that I think he's good enough to be playing. And against the Broncos, I know the Broncos were a lot better last week than what we thought they were going to be. Canberra didn't exactly have their way with them, end up losing the game, of course, as typical Canberra fashion. But, I mean, I'm not going to bank on the Broncos being good again.
No. I think Canberra just did the whole, it's Big Papa's farewell game, home game. We'll just turn up and win, and just had no defensive starch whatsoever. horrible line speed from them. So we will get to the Bronx in a minute, but there's just one other name here. Actually, before I do that, gentlemen, I like your advice. I think you're right. I'm not going to go hard against. I just wonder, as we go through, could you tell me the halfback that you would not start over him? So I'm going to just, throughout the thing, I'm going to say, if you had this halfback, is this the one that you would bench for Jerome? Okay? Because there's going to be a couple of ones I reckon it's going to be really, really close. The rest of it, you're going to start Harry Grant if you somehow made it, even though he was completely shit-house last week. Oren Keeley, we're happy enough, gentlemen. Good matchup as well. I think yes. Sean Bloor is a no. Can't do it.
No.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
No. Beautiful. Now, to the Bronx. This is more of a case of who you would start. Now, you're starting Haas. You're starting Xavier Willison. You're starting Carrigan. Billy Walters. Billy Walters has to be brought up. And I'm going to go, it's crazy to say, but Jesus, 290s in a couple of weeks. So Monday's expert, good to have you aboard, mate. Hi, lads. Thanks for a great year. You're welcome, sir. It's been good to have you along. Need either a hooker or 5'8" this week. Will AE the other. Best of Billy Walters, Talon De Silva, or Jack Cole. Things are grim. Yes, they are. I waited for this moment to say, of the three, I've got a pretty clear one, but I don't like it.
Talon De Silva it is.
Yeah, I knew you were going to. So you'd go the Talon. Is he 80ing at the moment, Simo, or is he relying on the attacking stats?
I think he got 80 last week. Actually, no, maybe not, mate. I'll check it because maybe I did see Harrison Edwards.
And 74 the week before.
Okay, there you go. Pretty good.
Because Katonga, he didn't play his full allotment, so I was just curious how that went as well. Yeah, gentlemen, can we get around Billy Walters, or do you think it's De Silva? Like it's a genuine question, Simo. I get why De Silva.
Well, yeah, I'm not. I don't mean it tongue in cheek. Like Billy Walters has been great. Like, don't get me wrong, he has been really good of late.
Yeah,
but this is just a me feeling, and you can absolutely disagree with this because the runs are on the board. But I just feel like Billy Walters has done so much in the last few weeks. I just don't see how he can keep producing 40-20s and try assists every single game in the minutes that he's playing. I just, for me, in a grand final, I just think he is so I'd be so nervous with him. Talon De Silva has, in my opinion, as much chance of scoring a try. It has been doing it.
Yeah.
Based on that, will play bigger minutes and has a better matchup. Well, maybe not a better matchup. That's probably not. That's probably being.
They got the Sharks.
Yeah, it's probably not being definitive there. It's probably pretty close, but I just feel a lot more secure about De Silva in the later game in the round than I do Billy Walters, but I'm probably in the minority there.
Todd's up. Tell Simo why he's wrong, and you'd want to get behind Billy at Suncorp, mate. Tell him why he's wrong.
Yeah, I wouldn't tell him why he's wrong. I think I would start De Silva as well. I'm not a big De Silva fan, but like Simo said, Moser played 30-odd minutes last week, 31 minutes and split with Walters. So just based, like Simo said, based on that, I prefer to take the 80 minutes of De Silva and give him 30 more minutes of attacking upside. Honestly, Billy's been really great for the last 2 years for the Broncos, and then just when he's been back. So I can see why that's a question, but I'd still take the 80 minutes, 75 to 80 or whatever De Silva gets.
It's a good take. It's solid analysis. I'll die on my Billy Walters Suncorp Hill, but I think that is really good advice from the lads, so I'm not going to push back too hard. Our man Stanger, 73. Good to see you, mates. Into the big dance, gents. Couldn't have done it without you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Boy, Stanger.
How good. Our man Razzle. G'day, Razzle. G'day, lads. Second, what Stanger saying. Much appreciated, mates. Good to see you. So GF wins for the lads. Feel free. We'd love to hear about it on the league pages. That would be sick. Our man Meso is back. Been brilliant to have you all year, mates. It's good bants, good knowledge here from you, sir. Wishart at centre is out there. Wouldn't surprise me at all to see Wishart move either to bench or to Hughes half spot. Hard to trust any of this. At least it's the first matchup. I think that's really it's good advice. Like Wishart as insurance, but certainly paying very close attention, as I'm sure our listeners will, about how the team finally goes. Holy crap! If you got Wishart in the halves in this matchup, that's going to go well for you. He will dummy. He will show and go at some point and score a try if he plays in the halves. I'd be pretty sure. So, love it. All right. Just don't start Ezra Mam, folks. Just don't do it. There's been some allure of some upside. Like, just try so hard not to start him. Katoni, really quick, gentlemen, is probably the only one. You're not starting Karapani because he's been crap without Walsh. Katoni,
Stags, yeah.
For a floor game, like a decent floor game. Maybe he gets up at Suncorp.
Yeah,
I won't start Katoni.
I probably wouldn't either. Yeah, I'm not on it either.
In the grand final, I don't want to start someone for the floor argument. I'd rather just start someone in a later game with a better matchup and just hope they strike lightning because
I can live with that.
You know, Stags is probably safer, but you know, I just rather play a bit more of an aggressive style in the big one.
Yep, I can live with that. Seagulls versus the Dragons. So I'm up against Tommy Trbojevic here in my GF, which is a scary proposition for both of us. So we'll see how that goes. You're obviously starting Tommy, and good luck to you. Tola Kula, as I mentioned, is out, gentlemen. So Josh Felaherty comes in and scores a hat trick in bugger all time just by being there. Really did score one pretty decent one with a bit of power. To be fair to him, it was pretty good. Given the matchup, Todzer, I don't want to get too excited about Josh Felaherty, but if most of the good CTW options are locked away, the matchup is crazy juicy with Tommy there. He's on the left as well. Tommy is he's going to command all that attention. Simple dump off. To say that Felaherty's a red hot chance of at least one line break try, I think is pretty damn realistic.
Not in a grand final for me, mate. Like when we're talking about Katoni Stags, like the proven floor argument there with Felaherty, I just can't get behind. He doesn't have a huge floor. I don't think we're going to get married to last week's score, so I would stay away from Felaherty.
Simo, I feel like this is going to go well in your wheelhouse, mate. You get behind these sort of picks.
You know for a fact I'm starting Felaherty over Stags. 100% I am.
And Simo, you and me both, brother. You and me both. I hate it. It would make me...
It sounds crazy. I get it. Terrible. It sounds stupid.
Horrible. Yeah.
But, I'd rather the guy versus the Dragons coming off 3 tries than, Katoni, who's been just doing dumb stuff. He hasn't been playing that well, Katoni, real life. He's been doing boneheaded things. Can still defend, though, but just, I just would rather go the guy I think could score a double. I don't think that's Stags.
Yep, I can live with that. Garrick probably was a hot option on benches last week. I wouldn't have started him either. Scored well. You start him here. Lehigh, you start on a wing, especially with Turbo back. Enjoy your grand final win if you've got Lehigh Opawati. I think you're about to have a very, very good week, would be my guess. Shout out, Simo, our boy, Clayton Faololo at 5'8". Why has he not been in the NRL before this recent run? He's really good at football.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've talked about Faololo a lot this year, but I mean, he was amazing at New South Wales Cup level, like a prolific point scorer, kicking goals, playing fullback. I mean, obviously, there's a guy called Tom Trbojevic there, and Tolu Kola and Hopewadi. It's taken a long time for them to, see what they had in those other guys, and then finally give him a crack. So, I mean, I understand why it's taken so long, but now that we've seen enough of him, you can see how good a player he is.
I think what I was getting at there, Simo, we talk about the lack of depth at certain clubs and the lack of firepower. How did another club not just watch one New South Wales Cup game of this guy and go, oh, okay, he should be playing NRL? He's never played 5'8" at NRL level. He looked phenomenal.
Yeah,
he was a great player. Good. Just love watching him. Now, one such question, Todzer, I alluded to this. Jamal Fogarty, mate. Absolutely could be someone people have alongside Jerome Hughes. He is goal kicking. That's locked in, and he started kicking a lot better now. I wouldn't love to have to make this decision. Fogarty versus Hughes here. That's bloody close.
I would take Fogarty against the Dragons here, but
So that's your line, Tots?
Yeah, I think Fogarty's...
He hasn't been great recently is the other reason I brought it. Early season Fog, this would be a no-brainer. You wouldn't bring in Hughes, but this is a tough one.
This feels like a game that the Seagulls have a bit of a point to prove and just really go Hundies. It is really close.
Simo, I think this is a very genuine question listeners are potentially facing here.
Yeah. It's a tough one. Yeah, flip a coin. I mean, if you think you need like a really heavy matchup play and just like you got to be on board all the Seagulls just killing it, then maybe you go that way. I think my initial reaction when you asked the question was to still go Hughes, but one thing I forgot to mention in that Broncos game is they're trialing that stupid kickoff rule again. In that, so remember the kickoff rule? How if you score, you concede a try, you get to decide whether you receive or kick off.
Oh.
So that's being trialed in the Broncos game this weekend
because it's a dead rubber, so to speak. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, they want to see how it's going to look like. So,
yeah, right.
Like, obviously, we're not going to know what's going to really come of that, but there's just a chance that maybe you don't see the big roll-ons. Like you score, you receive the ball again. You score, you receive the ball. It's like obviously you score now. You're probably going to kick off a lot of the time. So,
but then you kick off, and then you got just better field position for retaining possession anyway.
Well, obviously that's the flip side of it.
Yeah, but no,
but you don't have the ball. That's the thing.
No, it's not guaranteed. Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I'm not gonna really say that's a deciding factor in this decision. It's just something to factor into it.
Well, I'm on the fog. I'd be fogging there. I think you go with the floor. He's got a floor and upside argument there. Hughes would probably have to score to really punish you for not starting Fog. So if he does, so be it. For the rest of it, Burbo, game of the friggin' seat. Did anyone watch what Burbo was doing? When did he develop those hands? Where did that come from? Flick passes?
He's always had it, mate. It's always been there.
Mate, they say in fantasy sports, never wrong, just early. You may have just been admittedly quite early, but this he's a freak. I didn't know he could do this stuff. Where did this come from?
Oh, mate, we forget that he was concussed 2 weeks ago, so let's not victory lap too hard.
Oh, Todd's honestly, mate, I was laughing. You were in my head about our shitting on Burbo all season and bringing him up too much. He genuinely had a generational game on the weekend. He was ridiculous. He made us look stupid.
Generational game is one of the wildest calls I've ever heard in my entire life. He's the third best player in his family. Seriously, generational.
Generational has the context there is generational for the man himself. Outrageous play.
Yeah, look,
you got to watch more of these shitter players, mate. If you want to get better at this fantasy sports game, start watching the shitter players do well.
Here we go. He's already glazing himself. Get behind
him. I didn't say I was. I didn't say I need to do it. There's no self-glaze there, mate. I'll do enough of that, but that's not what I'm doing there. So, yeah, you're starting Burbo. You're not starting Gerbo, funnily enough, Todzer.
No, different times in career. Yes, that's correct.
And that's about it. Dragons. The matchup's not terrible here. So, Simo, the Atkinson experiment at fullback has been okay. Do you start him at 5'8" this week?
Yeah, I think this game is going to have points for both teams, honestly. I'm very on board with starting pretty much anyone that you viewed as a SuperCoach asset up until this point. So, Val Holmes obviously gets a run. You're just not – it's just those outside backs of the Dragons you probably got a few question marks on. But Atkinson gets a run. Obviously, all the Dragons forwards get a run. Cook gets a run.
Cook's still a no for me, mate, with Connor. Connor, I think they want to give some time to from the bench, so I think his minutes will still be chopped. I wouldn't be starting Cookie personally.
I would in this matchup, 100%.
Yeah, I'd start him.
Yeah, there are those out there. So the Owen Paddy truthers. Who's the other one? Well, you wouldn't have. Well, actually, it's funny you say that. Those who were starting Little was a good start the last couple of weeks. He's cooked now. Probably cost you a semi-final, to be fair, but. I'm not. But that doesn't mean maybe there are no other great options at hooker. So far, Cookie's probably the best of them. The other one
started Billy Walters over him?
Yes. Yeah, I am. Matt Feeney, gentlemen, has been actually lighting it up of late and actually playing good real-life footy too. So he's one of those ones. Like, if you want to have a crack at some upside in what's probably a good matchup, yes, I think it's not the worst. Yes,
It's
no.
not it's not the worst.
Fourth.
Yeah, like Toddy said, like it's not the worst. It's just I don't know. I don't feel. I think I would have drew the line where we talked about there, like those outside backs to the Dragons.
Yeah, okay.
Like, I'm not going to begrudge anyone that says, yeah, go there. It's just
Yeah.
hard to feel great about recommending any of them because
Yeah.
they're just as likely as one another, and you're probably going to get that decision wrong.
So, like, like we said, what do we say? Leo Meany in front of like a Fine. That's the sort of line. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I think I like that. And, mate, both of you, I fully understand I could be way off on Cook. Maybe Cook plays like nearly 70 minutes and he brains it. So I actually like the punt, so I'm not saying he's a not start. It's just other options. Don't know. Panthers versus Bulldogs, or should we say the COVID-affected Bulldogs from recent. All sorts of trouble there. Yeah, apparently we're sick as dogs.
Yeah. Who knew COVID was still around, eh?
Yeah, COVID apparently still a thing. Simo, as an owner, mate, learning that Jacob Kiraz re-tore his calf a second time.
Yeah, it's gone well.
Could you start him in a GF if you survived last week? Because it is like
no,
you can't.
I'm in I had to refer about that league I'm in, but I own Kiraz, but it's a keeper league, and I don't want to start him. Like, I'd love to drop him and not play him, but like, obviously I'll go have a good flex score come in, or not flex, but AE score come in to replace him, but
yeah.
Don't feel great about starting Kiraz. I wouldn't recommend it to people out there.
You need to try because he doesn't have the energy or the fitness right now to do his big offload, high run game. So the floor has bottomed out completely. He might lift for this game. I think Todzer, it's possible, but just I will because it's such a pivotal moment. Kiraz could easily be in GF teams. I'll make it easy for you. If you had a choice between one of those, I'm only using the Melbourne boys because that's our obvious ones right now. Would you start the higher floor Meany, for example, over Kiraz this week? Because it's close.
Yeah, normally I would say start your Kiraz as a stud. Every chance of going way better than Meany. Just with Meany's matchup, and then this week against the Panthers, like coming off his calf again, like it's just I would be so angry at myself to start Kiraz because I wanted to start my studs and he lets me down in this matchup. So I'd probably go with Meany there. I think
it's gross, isn't it?
It feels gross, doesn't it, Simo?
Yeah, it does.
Yucky.
Yeah. Look, it's not a week for the outside backs there for the Dogs in general. I wouldn't start any of them. I know Crichton will be hard to not start in your CT dub, but I'm also not a massive fan. Galvin's an auto start. Leo Thompson, less minutes, gentlemen. There was a HIA in there, but he's had a bit of a decline. So if you can find a way not to start him, I won't be starting him in a GF, for example. I'm going to bench him for Henry this week. I'd find a way. He's actually been solid enough to help you get there probably, but too risky at this point. I just don't like the matchup either. So not for me. Jamin Salmon for 14 team leagues. He's now got Kurt Mann's now gone again. Watch him go on brain 80 in base. I think he's 60 odd base on the weekend again. It'd be the bravest start, but
if you're in the grand final and start Jamin Salmon, you deserve to lose.
14 or 16 team serious leagues out there where you need to scratch it. You've lost Matty Nicholson. You've lost Zach Hosking. He could be an option, but please, in anything less than a 14-team league, please don't start him. Jack Cole, can he be a saviour? Todzer, good young talent?
No.
No good?
No. Not for me anyway.
Yeah, okay. Can live with that. I'm never going to there's a player again, gentlemen, I'm going to call it out that I just could not start in the final. Isaac Tungo. You can keep it. I'm not doing it. I don't care if he's been flooring okay. Yuck. Liam Henry, you're starting Lindsay Smith. That's it. Yeah. I don't think there's anything else from the Penny Panthers to discuss.
Nope.
All right. Now, here's a pivotal game in the grand final weeks. If you are an owner of anyone significant in this game, the Titans versus the Bunnies, this could make or break some seasons. How good has Keanu Kinney looked all of a sudden for those playing at home? This is the Kinney that we were hoping we'd get at draft season. We haven't seen it till now, and I'd also throw Tino in there. So good luck to you if you've somehow made it to a GF with either of those two. They look fantastic. As for the rest of it, Philip Sami, you got to start him in this matchup, right? I would think. Pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
This is where I probably draw a line. Jojo, again, just yay or nay, gentlemen. He scored again. He was all right again on the weekend.
I'd be looking for a different option.
Do not start the centre up against Tallis Duncan.
Shit.
That's a wonderful bit of advice, mate. Love that.
That kid's a freak, eh? He's like just footy IQ and ability is, but he's legit.
I'd put him in that Australian squad. He's that good. He can play everywhere pretty much. I'd throw him in there. Our Australian team, since we've lost all these players to the other nations, is pretty thin. I think he's well and truly there for mine. Can play either side too, which is pretty awesome. Ollie Pascoe, you are starting as a hooker option if he's got you this far. I love Curtis Moran, by the way. What a toiler. Scored a try. I don't know what's going on this bench. Good on Bodie Sharpley for scoring as well. But that, honestly, gentlemen, that's about it for me. Like, you're starting Campbell. You're going to start Ollie Pascoe and Tino. I'm staying away from everything else, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Sounds about it.
Start your Souths. That's really where we're at here. You're obviously starting Matt Duffy as arguably full or behind Farlongo probably, but it's up there. This is a matchup. Alex Johnson would be a fun start this week for those who've made it.
Yeah. If you got Johnson, then well done.
Oh, if you've got the Tallis Duncan Johnson combo, like, enjoy the GF, you would think. Now, the one I want to bring up is it genuinely will be contentious. Campbell Graham, Todzer, he's going to be out there. We know how risky he is for an in-game injury, but he's going to score at least a try in this game.
You would think at least one, yes. They go left a lot, don't they?
They do go left a lot. I've got him. It'd be a brave start again, but I've got him as a start this week. I think you're pretty happy with Campbell Graham if he's out there. You're not about it, Tots?
I don't know. They went left so much last week.
Yeah.
Like that's just went left and left and left and left and left.
Over and over.
Yeah, look, fine enough start. We played the matchup, right? I'll be happy as a fourth.
Well, where we did disagree on a potty a while back, gentlemen, it is fun that we do that. The form of Cody Walker, both SuperCoach and real life, he's going to get another contract. He's been awesome. Like, I'm like your least favorite Cody Walker fan out there. The kid's playing. Timo, I'm surprised. He's got his hands back or something, or timing. He looks good.
Yeah.
So you're starting Cody Walker. You have to.
Yeah, of course you are. 100%.
He's putting 90s up left, right, and center. So, but Campbell Graham, mate, Simo, I think it's an important one. We just want to make sure we give the fans. You do, don't you? You're starting him. Yeah, that's what I thought.
You could have just left it at start your South. So I think that's as simple as it needs to be. Like this could get ugly.
Yeah, okay. The only other contentious one, would you start Jai this week, mate? It's awesome to see his name there.
It is outstanding.
I actually love this. Like, this is.
I actually really want to see him take a carry. Would be sick.
No chance.
It would be so good, though.
There's a way to do a legs tackle where it's just,
wouldn't it be outstanding? Just watching him
it would be.
Take a kickoff back from the back fence or something.
Like, Simo, if there was a way to somehow do that, like a dummy half scoot where he just kind of, that surrender tackle thing, because the man could get seriously injured.
Oh, look, I know there's massive legalities. I get it.
To say there'd be a tear in the eye would actually be like that. That'd be crazy. So anyway, you and Aiken, I've got to ask the serious question. He's sitting right there. This is that real tough one again. He's had the in-game injuries and stuff. Is this the start year Rabbitohs, Simo? Does he count?
Of course, yep.
Okay.
Start all Rabbits.
There are a couple of questions in the chat. So Monday's expert, in his GF, he says he's resting Kiraz, so he's on board with that. I agree, mate. Meso says, how do you see the edge rotation for the Titans, gents? Is Patson and 80 here for a good score? How on the bench? Moran is not... Mate, don't you... Curtis Moran is going to be my new Kelma Tuolungi. Kid can play. Love his work.
Can't wait to hear Curtis Moran's name 700 times next year.
I hope so. He'll be part of my platoon.
I'd rather shit in my hands and clap and talk about Curtis Moran, to be honest.
Josh Patson. I'm telling you, mate, you've got to start watching these shitters.
I'm not watching Burbo and Curtis Moran, mate.
You can't win your draft in the first 2 rounds, big fella.
Pick some exciting players and I might watch them.
These shitters are how you win leagues, man. I'm telling you. But serious question though, Josh Patson, I couldn't trust. No way. Not in it. Or in a GF. I can't do it.
No.
Yeah. No. That's a no. Really interesting question. Razzleberry Crunch. Lads, need some sit-start help. I've stashed some players over the last few weeks. Now I have the dilemma of who to play in the GF. Kinney, Turbo, Dearden, Hines. Holy crap.
Yeah,
one gets AE'd, one gets dropped. Well, Dearden, it's got to be.
Misses out.
You can't not start. Turbo, Kinney, and Hines. You just go with it, right?
Yeah.
Dearden has a really good matchup. You'll see in a minute, Tods. It's not as easy. I understand.
Couldn't care less. Turbo has an easy matchup, and then Kinney's been on form, and then you're not starting Hines. So
I could bench Kinney out of the options if you had to start Dearden based on the matchup.
But I couldn't the way he's been playing, but I understand why you went there, so it's fair enough. Meso ripping into the Gold Coast natives. Bodie, a very Gold Coast name, maybe even more so northern New South Wales. I don't want to alienate our viewers there, mate. We love those parts of the world, but you also might.
I thought it was Bodie.
Jesus. That's good from you. But yeah, Patson, no thanks. Not for us.
Nope.
Oh, he's not one that'll give anyone sleepless nights. Will James Tedesco actually play this game of football? Magic 8 Ball says no. But I don't know why he keeps getting named. This is a bit silly. So heard all sorts of rumors around Tedesco. Like, gentlemen, you know the start logic. Like, in this matchup that should be open, if he's out there to play minute 1, you hold your breath every time someone rolls down on his leg as he's trying to step through the line and just hope. So you can't. Yeah. You'd have to have. You somehow have to have Farlongo somewhere in that range. Here's a realistic one. Simo, what if you had Dufty? That's very realistic for listeners out there. You'd want to AE Dufty and try and get it through, right? Teddy's just too good.
Well, I reckon, yeah, that's what you do.
You have to leave the chance that he can play for you in this matchup, right? You drafted him for a reason.
Yeah. That's the way you go.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's a terrible feeling. Like, it honestly is. Tubo did not get up, which is a bit of a shame for those truthers. Bit of a shame there. Billy Smith, though. Whoa, boy, you're starting Billy Smith. Playing some good footy on the wing.
And play the kid.
I'll tell you what, I think he's better as a winger than a centre. Did not know that. So there you go. He's been awesome. Hugo Savala is one of those names, gentlemen. If you had Savala and Hughes.
Tough matchup. I would play Hughes.
You'd say tough matchup. I still think the Finns' defense, especially early in games, is pretty crap. Tods, like they're a win in a shootout type.
Yeah, but Hughes in a easy matchup against.
You start Hughes. Yeah, I think that one is. I won't go too deep on that. You do start Hughes. The rest of it, Feketi's been getting his 80. His base power went up. So I think it's a green light for Feketi and Wong as you've been starting. No changes, gentlemen. Feketi, good third 2F.
Yeah, I love it.
Should be decent. Now Butcher. What a performance last week in base power. He's taken it up an even higher notch. 83 points and just one try contribution. Like 79 points. We've traditionally not liked him in 13. Simo, you've been all over this. It's not always been good for him, but is this different now? Is this just like him coming off the bench and playing good minutes?
Yeah, I think he's probably what he was coming off the bench, but maybe a slight uptick. And I mean, like
uptick. Okay.
In minutes, like it might be. Okay, probably not as many as 5, but like it just 3 to 5 minutes, like just enough to score an extra. You know, for like the way he scores them, like it could be an extra 7 or 8 points. Yeah, I don't expect massive changes based on the 13, but I think he's still slightly more interesting. So he's a start this week for sure. But I do still see his minutes getting chopped up with kind of Watson and things like that. So just don't view him as this like with a 13 on his back, thinking he's an absolute worldie now. But he's still obviously in that start category.
I just worried. I thought maybe the analysis you were going to go with, mate. You've actually nailed his career beautifully in recent years. Does he go into more the distributor like what Victor Radley does when he plays 13? Ergo doesn't run and get as many hit-ups and stuff. That was my only worry. But if he just plays as another forward like he has been, he is a 2RF2. He's been awesome. So I just think this is like a tiny risk. If you're chasing upside and you think the floor is 80, I think the floor could be a little bit lower, but the minutes could be up. It's a weird one.
He really is one of those ones that probably was hard done by not to get front row duel in the last round. I know he played 11, but he'd also started games at front row quite a lot.
Yeah,
and did so start of the year. He was named in the 8. So yeah, second row only does change it a bit because he's not the most upside laden of players, but if you want safety, he should be pretty safe.
Yeah. Rock solid floor. I like it. All right. That is all for there. Over to the Finns. Izzy Katoa versus Hughes, really, Todzer? It's probably, again, pretty close.
Give me a little bit of Hughes in the matchup.
Yep, like it. Beautiful. Green light for Hammer, Asako, Bostick, Farnworth, Cobbo. Cody Nick is a massive one to discuss here, Tots. He has been all over the shop. He's finally found a little purple patch again with a couple of games upside. You want to talk about a hold your breath in a GF? Pardon me? Oh, boy.
Yeah, it is squeaky bum mode if you're trying to fire up Cody Nikarima. Look, last couple of weeks been really good with Izzy Katoa back.
He has.
Starting him in a grand final, dude. Not my cup of tea, eh? Not my cup of tea.
I can't do it. If you're down to, I'll bring in a question now from Stanger, which is really relevant. So Stanger says, Wishart, Atkinson, Savala, or Walters at 5'8". Have Pascoe as hooker if you reckon it's better to slot Walters in there. So keep Pascoe. Even though Summerton's there on the bench, you're going with Pascoe. I'll stick with Wishart. Wishart, if he starts in the centres against the Bronx over Cody, I think he's got a higher floor. Cody can just have, even in a Dolphins 40, he can have one try assist and score like 35 points. Simo, casting vote here, mate. Cody is a tough start. And then and also help answer this question if you could, please, mate.
Is Cody part of Stanger's options here? No.
He's not, mate. It just sort of came up 5/8 options as well.
For Stangers, I'd rank him Wishart, Atkinson, Savala, Walters. Pretty much in the order he listed them.
Yep, I agree with that too. I like that.
And Nikarima. Nikarima depends on who you've got, but like Atkinson and Nikarima is like very hard. Like that's really tough. I'd probably
Atkinson for me.
Oh yeah, I'd think long and hard about that one. To be honest, I'd probably settle on Nikarima when it's all said and done, and just because I've seen him score hundreds.
True.
Whereas Atkinson, I think he can, but I just haven't seen it. But like, honestly, that's a coin flip. That.
Yep. But Wishart, if he's starting in the centres, is the one consistent, isn't it, gentlemen?
Wishart is definitely better. Yeah.
Yeah, and if he somehow starts at 7, it's not even close. That's just a fait accompli. Mason, real quick, don't get me wrong. Wish I didn't live in the Sydney hellscape. I'd love to live 800 Ks north. Hang in there, fella. Billy's looking great in the left wing. Big left arm ball plant. He might be as good on the wing. Absolutely. Here we go. Captain is going on Hines for some last day fun. VC, Kinney, or Turbo. I'll go. Oh, it's so hard not
Turbo.
to put on Turbo. Yeah, you just do it. You try and win. You go for the win. Geez, I love those options, though. At Stanger, Savala, best bet for the try chance, and Wishart if he starts. So Meso, alternative view. Close razzle, Turbo as well. Beautiful. All right. In terms of the other options, Todzer, you are the true JMK truther out of this group, mate. It has been kind of all over the shop. It's not been that great. That's a really risky start here. it's not been good, man. Like,
Hasn't been good. I wasn't good last week as a 42, but like the week before he played 75. The week before they played 80. Last week he played 60. Look,
yeah,
Dolphins are getting to the crunch end of the season now. They're playing finals. I can see why they sort of gave him a little bit of a rest against Para. I think I'd still play Jeremy Marshall King this week.
like it. Now, here's a really important one, gentlemen. Brian Poinu, okay, there's a player, SuperCoach and real life. Odds are, holy crap, mate, that guy can really play.
Consider him in the black book for next year, boys.
He has to be. He'll be there. Like, Connolly better get fit and play well at the start of next year is all I'm saying, because that guy can play. Now, on the well, mate, he looked awesome. On the chance that he comes in for Plath again, which I think is more likely than not, Plath is just a great option from the bench. I'll be honest, gentlemen, I'd be putting a sneaky in for Poinu. Just if he is a chance of starting for you, I'm about it. Simo, did you watch, mate? Did you see the skill?
I did. I did watch. He's good. I think you're probably overselling him just a little bit. It was against Parramatta at the end of the day.
True.
I don't want to take too much away from him because he played fantastically. For me, I would not be as keen on a waiver pickup. I'd free agent him and see how you go. He's more of a handcuff style guy.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, it's a later game in the round, so you've got to wait and see what happens. But yeah, not someone I'd be spending a claim on at this point.
Okay, so if he was starting, you'd have him ahead of, well, in this matchup, like Fiketti and Wong. Sorry, behind, I should say. Fiketti, Wong. I'm just thinking of other options for those who lost Hosking and don't have Manny Nicholson this week, for example. Katonga's become a shaky start as well with low minutes. Is he in the range at least of someone for you?
I mean, if that's your options, then you're looking for someone that's got a pulse and playing any minutes. In that case,
yeah,
Poinu is a great pickup.
Yeah, nice.
I'm probably not picking him up and starting him over someone that has been established in my team for the most of the season.
Same with Butcher. Butcher versus Poinu.
Butcher.
Yeah, I go Butcher.
Yeah, okay, nice. And here's yet another matchup that could decide some weeks. Cowboys versus the West Tigers up in Townsville. Cowboys off the bye. Oh, boy. Green light burns, obviously. Drinkwater, you got to put a VC or a C on him, as you were saying, Simo, in your scenario. He has to have one of them. Purdue is your 5'8", back in the centres with Dearden back. He's a full green light, isn't he? He can absolutely start Purdue here.
I'm happy to green light 1 through 7 for the Cowboys, including Zach Labour.
I can't get around. I think Zach Labour is arguably the worst player in the comp in the last 5 minutes. You know, he scored. Do you know one of his games recently, Todzer, was one of the worst rated in the last few years in the rugby league? That game where he had the hands. Oh, man.
Yeah, but he was also coming up against the West Tigers.
Yeah, you probably can. I just wanted to make sure we put out there that if ever, those players that, because the matchup is so good, I understand. I could not trust Zach Labour in a grand final. No way. Like, wow.
Every chance. How good are the West Tigers getting up over the Roosters, eh? Doing it for the Wars. Love it.
Doing it for the mate. That was I had all the Wars chat was popping off, which is great to see. I'm obviously Chester, Purdue, Burns, Drinkwater. Nane is one. Two are maybe out there, just back from. Look, it's the dreaded hamstring injury return, gentlemen. So he's not without a low floor game or a re-injury, but it's against the Tigers. Like, green light.
Oh, he's an orange light.
He's a hard. Yeah.
Yeah, that's
that's a tough
Nanai versus Butcher, boys. Who are you starting?
Nanai.
I'm Butcher on that one.
Yeah, I think I'm Butcher. That's where the line is. I think that's really close. So
that's why I had him
massive upside to win your league.
I had
that's what changed it for me. Yeah.
Yeah, the thing is though, he can do the 2 tries off kicks, which is a red hot chance of at least one of those in this game and score 70. And it's like it's a dicier version of it, But I see it. I see it. Okay. The Tigers. You're starting Appy, and you hope that he at least kicks some of it. Sneaky goal kick. Clearly, you're starting Sakuru. Can't do anything wrong at SuperCoach and NRL level. The kid comes in, 90 and a 70. Don't mind if you do. Can you start?
Scored 55
Cowboys?
last week, mate.
Sorry, mate.
Scored 55 last week.
Oh, he down. Oh, that sucks. I saw him at the
Must
end
have
of the game.
downgraded 15. Jeez.
Oh, he got a bit of a downgrade. Well, look, Sakura, he goes good. Can you start in terms of Tigers not named? Api Coruscant, Terrell May, Samuela Fainu. Tony Suka's playing 80 on an edge.
Safe off.
Can you imagine?
Mate, he was good last time 12 was out and played 13.
I also just am not starting him in a grand final, so can't do it.
I think he'll be good this week.
I don't hate the shout, but I'm still not doing it. It's a good call. I like it. I missed this one from May, so I'll be taking triple my regular cholesterol pills on Friday night before Clifford plays Saturday. Broad question, how much should I be trying to avoid Jake? Todzer, as the resident Jake Clifford early season truther.
Yeah.
Can you start him at 5'8" there?
Yeah.
Yeah, he probably
Dearden's
can.
back, and he's every chance of chasing through a Dearden kick and scoring a try.
He's just not goal kicking. That's the bit that worries me is he lost that floor safety.
Yeah, I think there's points in there playing against the West Tigers, and he showed form at the start of the season when Dearden was killing it too.
If you had the Wishart versus Clifford question, which I think will be there for many.
Wishart in the centres sucks. If I had knowledge that Wishart and Hughes was going to play and Wishart was going to play in 7, I'd definitely prefer Wishart. In the centres, I know it's a good matchup. This is just as good. Give me the hands on the ball, Jake Clifford.
Okay. Nice. Like it. That's it right, though. Not starting anyone else. Safe off, apparently. Tony Sukar, 80 minutes. Get amongst it. All right. I'll go down. Our boys fighting off here, Todzer. We are in a bit of strife with some personnel out this week. I think Phoenix Crossland is a pretty big out. He's been our absolute starch up the guts defensively. And although Harrison Graham looks good with the ball, just a lot less in defense. So for that reason, Tots, Khan Pereira and Luke Lau-Lily, green lights?
Yeah, I think so. Lau-Lily is like I don't know if I would be happy starting Lau-Lily in a final. I know that's Dallin's wing, and Dallin's done some amazing things, but I'd be looking for someone else over Lau-Lily.
Yeah, and Khan Pereira has been a tough one because he needs. We know the case. He needs to score to be decent. I think with Dom Young out, he's a red hot chance here against. I think it'll be Fletcher Hunt. So, are you a start of AKP or Lau-Lily, Simo?
Yeah, I'd start. I wouldn't start Lau-Lily, but AKP, I think, is a good start.
I wasn't as sure with Lecker, gentlemen. Lecker's a tough one for me this week. Gagai is back. We'll talk about him in a second. I'm not as confident with Lecker against Gagai. Am I overthinking this?
It's a tough one. Maybe. What don't you like?
I think he'll have a chance of shutting him down. And it's like, it really depends. Do the Wars get on a massive roll and just cut sick, in which case he'll probably score a line break try? Or is he destined for like kind of a flourish game of like 35 where he gets shut down early and Gags just is in his face? Do you know that's what Gags will do? Or just he won't let him wind up?
Yeah, it's one of those ones. Like, it's still Lecker at home. I'd be still hard pressed to find a better option.
Yeah, fair. Meso says, okay, thanks, Todzer, but I'm still going to take those triple pills on Friday. Beautiful. Here's a good one from Stanger. So Fletcher Hunt was awesome in SuperCoach last week. Reckon he's worth keeping now. He's shifted to cover Domyan's wing. He's got a really good floor, but that's been at center. I think he will run the ball enough. The floor will be okay. I think he's better than you probably think. His scores have been really good this year when he's played 80 minutes. No, Todd, not for you.
Nah, not for me, man. If I'm in a grand final and I'm starting to start Fletcher Hunt from the Sting of the Knights, they weren't great last week, and I don't think they're going to be super great this week. We're going to roll them, so I just don't see it for Fletcher Hunt.
I'm a little more bullish here, Simo. I think he's okay. I think I'm all right with him as a fourth, just because I think he should be at least able to dominate in the air over AKP as well, is my suspicion. So But you're a no for this one?
Yeah, you're a weird cat. Your mind intrigues me. How you question starting Leka Halasima, but Fletcher Hunt is someone that I don't know what goes on in that head.
Like I do share it with everyone, mate. So
I'm glad. I'm glad to be here. It in the same token, it makes me shake my head, which is what I'm doing here. You made one good point though there that I'll give you credit for. Like Fletcher Hunt will probably dominate aerially against.
I think he will. He's really good at it.
Obviously, it's not a line break try if he scores off a kick, but now that you've said it, like when you said it, I was like, yeah, that's true. Actually, he probably will get one. If you're going to say he scores a try off a kick, that's all he does, like no other tries, I probably would feel still a little bit underwhelmed with that as a start. Maybe that's greed or whatever, but I just, you can score a non-line break try and still only score like in the 40s.
I think his floor's higher. That's the only reason I brought it up. I was surprised. I didn't realize his work rate was so good. So but again, I don't know if that, you'd think on the wing that would be at least maintained and that kick try gets it to 60. But
yeah, like he might have like 12 runs over 8 meters. What's that? 24 points.
Yeah.
5 under. So what? 29. Yeah. So even 50, like with 50 odd with the try, like it's fine. I just think it lacks the upside that obviously Dong Young has. It's just he's not going to run around AKP, that's for sure.
No, he's not doing that. Stanger, here's one. Hunt or Campbell Graham? That one I'd side because I was pretty big on the idea of starting Campbell. So I'd rather go down with that ship against the Titans. I think green lights around.
Stretch all that.
Around the Grahams.
That's an easy one. Mane Leilua is back, which is awesome for people that hung on. And if you survived last week, so he's tougher matchup, of course, but you're going to start him. Sandon Smith at hooker. Goal kicking. Is there enough floor in the goal kicking in what could be a really tough matchup? He's not an auto start, is he? Like, I just don't know if he's been great the last couple of weeks too, but oh boy, it's one listeners will probably be wanting an answer to. Simo, can you get around Sandon this week?
No.
It's a tough start, isn't
it? I do not want to play him.
I would try not to as well. It's one of those one. Oh, okay. Billy Walters, Sandon Smith, Talon de Silva.
Talon de Silva.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
How many tries do you reckon the Knights score this week?
Still got Ponga, still got Fletcher. I like Gags being back in there. We lost Dom Young, brings it all down. And I think Mane Leilua makes a massive difference going forward. We missed that punch badly. J-Safe one, probably like maybe 2 or 3. 2 or 3 maybe.
Oh, Jesus. I don't see the Knights doing shit to us, eh? I think our 4-pack just bashes you guys, eh?
Your bench worries me massively, Tozza. Once they get the power through the bench, that's going to be...
Last week, we took off Barney and JFH and just brought on those 3 absolute gums. And then it's like we upped it, went up a level for 20 minutes. It was unbelievable.
Your dual hyphen towers are just on fire. And I think Valmunga's arguably the best bench forward going around. What a
great ball, eh? That little ball to Dean. Oh, Eddie
he is. That's how you can win a grand final this year. It's your bench. It's absolutely wild. Damien Cook or Sandon? That's a ripper of a question. I'm on the Sandon side if we go that far. You boys were pretty keen on Cook, though.
I'm on Cook.
Yeah, wow. Okay. Tough. It's tough out in the streets at hooker, I tell you. Real tough. No problem if you got Wade Egan, who is in just a purple patch. But, boy, is he a scary start, the GF, with the concussion risk. Oh, shit.
Fun start, but you will.
Yeah. Everything else. Oh, Jacob Laban, I should quickly mention. He's been awesome. Like, I think you're just rolling, aren't you? Don't question it. Yep.
Avoid Jermaine McEwen. I don't know if people might look at him and go, he scored a 66 last week. That's shit.
No,
he hasn't been good. He's been good for them real life. Hasn't been good SuperCoach.
He ain't it, cuz. All right. Tamari Martin, could you have the bravery to start him?
Yeah, I could start.
Yep. I'll be starting him in one league. Yep.
5'8" start. Love it. All right. And last but not least is the Eels versus the Sharks. Oh boy, there'll be some nervous watchers. Nico would have saved a lot of owners with some late garbage last week after, geez, he looked rough up until that little purple patch that he hit. So he's your C option to finish the week, gentlemen. You have to. You just have to put it on. There's just if you don't win and he fucks it up for you, that's just life. You're green lighting all of them. Hirotti's still not doing it as a center, but against Parramatta, I'll put it out there, gentlemen. I'm starting him against Para. I'm just doing it. I don't love it, but I think the floor will be good enough and the chance of a try, that's fine. I think you go with it. Sione Katoa, okay, Superman apparently. Like, my goodness. Did you see it, Simo?
Yeah, I did.
Outrageous.
He's one of the most enigmatic players. Can do incredible things and then drop a simple pass.
Yes, he can.
He's such an interesting player, Sione Katoa, and like bust tackles for fun.
Absolutely fun to watch. It's actually a bit of a shame we won't have the Drinky Katoa connection at Cowboys next year because I thought that would have been a bit of fun, but is what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah, are you with me, gentlemen? Like I've been no on Hirotti, but this is where I'm drawing a line. I think this is fine against Para. The Sharks, it'll be better. They'll be better for the run with Peru in that second half, in my opinion.
I'm still not there on Hirotti because it was a good matchup last week against the Gold Coast and he didn't do anything more than 40.
Yep.
So I'm still a bit dubious. I'm not as like gun ho straight in on Hirotti.
Oh no, it's a scary start. Let's not pretend there's a 25 there on a bad week.
Yeah, I just think I still think he's fine. It's just I don't feel super duper keen to start him. You know what I mean? Like it's sort of more of a lukewarm sort of thing.
You're starting Nickera, you're starting Teague, you're starting Brayley. Jesse Colquhoun, you've been the Colquhoun man, Simo. I think he's still pumping out some decent base power. He's all right.
He's fine. He hasn't been a world beater, but he's been solid enough.
Yeah, FRF2, any injury plays big minutes. Like he's not going to hurt you. I don't think at FRF2.
Yep, he's going to be that good, solid option for many years to come. It would seem. So, in terms of Para, who can you start here, gentlemen? Like Jack Williams is starting. You boys have anointed Talon De Silva as the second coming of Christ, so we'll stick with it. What else can you do here? Because if Sharks do turn up and start better, this could be an absolute bloodbath. Like it could be disgusting. It just depends on how Cronulla start. If they revert to what they were against the Titans, then they'll probably be okay. So give me anything. Katonga, based on his lower minutes last week, you just can't start him in a GF.
Can't start him in a GF.
You can't do it.
Not a 2026 GF, baby.
You just can't do it. So is that it? Are you really starting Mitch Moses against the Sharks here?
I'm not real keen on starting many Eels here.
No,
I'm not either.
Yeah, I think you've really summed it up. Like Jack Williams and Talent. But obviously Jack Williams is there for a completely different reason than Talent De Silva is. Like Jack Williams is a start in every league out there, whereas Talent De Silva is only for people who obviously
Billy Walters.
Yeah, that's right.
Who don't have Blake Brayley, who'd be the only one who survived to make it to the GF, or maybe JMK, and I say maybe. Just really quick, because Brian Kelly was here. I was wondering whether I know your thoughts, Sodza. He's been good again. He's like in a crap. He still scored 60 odd last week or 50 odd or whatever.
Probably just he scored a 72, 77, but we ain't starting that.
Actually, it's funny you say that, Tods. What a weird player that I don't rate in real life that somehow gets it done, SuperCoach. Like he genuinely is a 55 plus average guy. I don't know.
He's also got 40s in him in place with Parramatta. That's the only issue. Is like his shit game is so bad.
Yeah. All right. I'm not going to go any harder there. That's fine. All right. So, gentlemen, that takes us through the games for the week. I think we took the listeners on a pretty deep take there, which thank you for coming on that journey. A lot of very specific questions hopefully answered. But one more, man, Lucas Mentos, good to see you, sir. Hey, my boys, VC Herbie, Grant, or Teddy if he plays C on Hines. It's VC Teddy if he starts. If you can make that work late in the week, that's it for me. I think the Herbie one, call me crazy, lads, but I don't. I just think that's Toya's side as well, isn't it, Simo? Like, I just don't think that's a huge upside week for Herbie, is it? I know he could, but it probably isn't, is it?
Oh yeah, we got that so wrong last week. Here, I remember us saying what was it? The Herbie versus Teddy versus Hines, and we were talking about that decision that guy had. I forget which listener it was.
So I'm feeling good.
Yeah, it must have been Lucas actually, because obviously got the same options again this week. Like Herbie came out and brain, because like I think the comment we made was Herbie doesn't have 140 plus. He goes out and bumps 153. Yeah, what you said there is great. I mean,
that's Mentos.
Yeah, it was him. Yeah, there you go.
No, hopefully, I don't know what I said, but I know I got on him in Classic for the VC last week.
No, I think. Yeah, I think it's my fault. I talked you out of Herbie. Anyway, yeah, for this week you got it easy. I mean, the fact that Dolphins and Roosters play each other means you can wait and see if Teddy plays. If he doesn't, obviously it's Herbie. Yep. If Teddy does, go Teddy. Yep. Leave the C on Nico.
I like that. Lucas Mentos, that was me. And Monday's expert says thank you. All right. Before we get to the Listener League, just want to throw out any more questions remaining there on X, please, Simo.
Yeah. Just finding them, sorry. Do I have...
Right. We did do a pretty deep dive, so.
All right, first one. It's from Eggs11. We love Eggs11.
Eggsy.
You do love a bit of Eggs11. Good name too.
Pretty like we did touch on this one. Oren Keeley back on the wagon after a dub week last week. Yep. Adam B. Stock, thanks for the advice this year, boys. He won his grand final.
Oh shit, yeah.
Good boy.
Yeah, good.
He started Sam Rani, I think, and still survived. So well done to him.
Big nuts.
He's been low-key pretty decent this year, Sam Rani.
Yeah, he's done really well
That's awesome.
To win his question is, do we play NFL fantasy?
Yes, we do, baby.
And who are some of your favorite picks?
Casper Redford is hosting one of the drafts this weekend. Todds will be in attendance. And then joining the commish up there, Simo, in a very long-standing league. We're drafting the weekend after, Simo, I think it is, from memory. Yeah.
Yeah, I should know, but I don't. But yeah.
Run. Yeah. Just defending Premier in both. I'm going to glaze myself there, but it is what it is. But we do. Who do I like this year? I'm nervous to share with the two boys right now, to be honest.
Yeah, we're 5 days out by any research.
Yeah. If I can lie through my teeth and say someone that I'm not a fan of, let's do that.
Pretty sure he's massive on Ashton Genty, actually.
Love a bit of ankle. Get that ankle injury into you.
Loves an injury.
First round.
I flirted with this last year, listeners. If anyone is keen on some NFL content, I might get a bit bored and run some. I didn't get around to it last year, but if the listeners are keen, I'm more than happy to have a yarn. Either of the two lads have got busy lives, so they may not have the ability or time, but I'm happy to throw out. Might bring them in on the odd occasion, but is what it is. Is that it, Simo?
No, sorry, there is more here.
Okay.
Pick one: Bronson Zeri, Hayes Perham, Harrison Graham.
Johnson Sherry, maybe.
Not against Panthers.
That's shit against Panthers, isn't it?
I actually think Hayes Perham for floor argument. I think he'll run enough, and he only has to tell you what. He actually had a pretty good game. Let's call it for what it is. We shat on him a bit. He looked pretty good. So probably Hayes but I don't love it. Yeah,
it's a tough one. I'd go Hayes as well.
Yeah,
sure. Toddy are the same. What'd you say, Zeri? Sorry.
Yeah, no, I thought about Panthers matchup. Yeah, probably Perham.
We have to go too deep on this last one, but if we're drafting tomorrow, what does the top 5 picks look like for 2027?
Nathan Cleary, Nico Hines.
Yep. That's two very high names. They've cleared out even more, to be honest, the way things have gone. But yeah.
Geez, Suafalongo.
Sammy Walker's flying up draft board next year the way he's finished the season, but I'm not saying he's top 5 just yet, but it'll be bloody close.
Sewer, Kalen.
I think Sammy Walker's top 5 is a good shout.
Yeah, and I think Kalen come into the year will still be hard to deny. I think Teddy will just drop down out of that next year. I think he'll just lose a bit of love.
Yeah, that's probably the top view.
I don't mind as a top 5 actually. Yeah.
That's pretty close. I think where Sam Walker's clearly the 5th out of them, and it's not a lock yet. So we'll see.
Yeah,
something
good
like
question.
That.
Haven't thought about it at all.
Hey, listen, I got to tell you, you see this sexy man Todd right here. He's actually taken it in full grace this year, giving a bit of love to the boys. Simo and I nearly got into a big grand final against Simo, just pipped in the prelim. I've been lucky enough to sneak into the GF. But Todd's words were, good on you, lads. I've already started my prep for next year. Listeners, this is the dedication of the man and this podcast to helping you win your league. So how good's that?
Yeah, don't follow any of my advice.
No, mate, everyone needs the personality high, mate. That's what you bring, right? Meso says, yes, please. The boys play through a 20-year yes, boy. We love hearing that.
20-year, fantasy league.
Find the American.
I think we're year 10, Redford.
We're going all right. We're ticking on. That's 20 years, mate. So that's even more. We're up to year 17, I think it is, in our league of record for SuperCoach NRL. Simo, I think it's 17, something like that.
Yeah. So is that right?
Cool. It's I'd have to check the trophy, but it's something like that. It's pretty close.
Something, yeah. I'll take your word for it.
Something like that. And Mesa says, perfect dovetailed in the NRL season, NFL. Yes, I've well and truly got my prep down. Looking forward to it. Thank you, Simo. That's quality. And shout out to our, is it Eggs 11 got the win, mate? Is that what you're saying?
Adam Beestock.
Adam Eason. Well done, Adam. Regular. Love your work. Oh, man. Book of Face, sir. What do we got?
Yes, mate. We've answered a few of these already. Lars McManus, good name, anonymous guy. Need a 5'8" as he lost Trindle. He can waiver Luai, which he shouldn't do. Tamari Martin or Wishart. Or Wishart.
Yep.
So Wishart over Tamari, Simo? Definitely?
Yep.
I'm on Tamari there. I'm worried about my Knights too, like you, Todd. I thought you'd say Tamari as well, mate.
I think I'd take Wishart.
Wow. Okay.
Coming back from injury tomorrow.
Both, but in fairness, both pretty decent options.
Yeah, I think so.
Yep.
Vance, he says, do we see Cook playing 80?
I think he doesn't play 80, but I think he plays
65.
60. Yeah, he'll play a decent chunk.
If he plays 65, that's a really good bit of advice from the lads. As long as he doesn't get weirdly benched for Connor early just to get more game time. That's the only risk.
Yeah, the Mullhausen thing's obviously pretty.
It's a little risky for my taste, but I get it.
Yeah.
Marky Mark, loyal Manly fan there, says nice Knights hat. Thank you, sir. Thank you for the gift.
Vaughn says, rank these plays this week. Nanai, Keely, Samuela, or Fini Furiaki?
Fini Furiaki.
He's hard to draw. His base power is so good. He's just waiting for an attack. But rank them. So
Yeah,
number
rank
2.
them.
Oh, sorry.
Oren. Who was Oren and who was the other one?
Samuela Finu and Jeremiah Nanai.
Oren? Nanai. Finu. It's just so hard to start a Tiger. And I love Samuel Finu, but he's also in-game injury risk is just terrifying.
I would have it Finu second.
Yeah.
Oren Nanai.
Yeah. I would have it the same as Simo. Our last question is a bit of a classic one. Blake Pico, he says, grand final, 2 trades left, 40K in the bank. Do I play Grant or Brandon Smith or trade either out? Answer that one first, I guess.
I think Brayley, given the matchup, that could be one of the 2 trades you use. Personally, I think you're getting Grant. It's super risky with a hamstring injury. He looked like he was cooked on the weekend as well. That is too risky for my blood.
Yeah. Simo?
I like that advice. I just would like to know the rest of his team if he'd rather use that trade elsewhere.
Yeah, that's more of a could be.
That's a luxury trade.
It is.
Which I'm all about. Like if that's the trade he's got, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah.
But if you could be more tactical with that extra trade, I don't know.
Yeah. And what's the other?
He also says here, have Paseka, Dom Young just sitting there doing nothing. Does Fletcher Sharp or Cody Worker get the nod at 5'8"?
You got to start Cody in that matchup. I know it's risky and it looks crap on paper to bench Fletcher Sharp. I'm benching him, for example, in Classic, and I'm trying to go for top 100 overall. So I'm taking it very seriously, is why I suggested that. Cody Walker, if I had him, I'd be starting him in a heartbeat. You have to.
Simo?
Yeah, Cody Walker.
Rudgy Dudgy. That's all of the questions from Zybuka Face.
Yeah, nice. So the overall, I think it's hard to know without the rest of the team, but I like the Brayley shout as a trade out. But Simo gave some really good advice. If you can chase an upside option like from the Sharks potentially, like if you don't own Sione Katoa, oh boy, go get Sione Katoa and start him. Would be sick. Thank you, Todza. Beautiful from you. Last but not least is the Mighty Listener League Grand Final, gentlemen. So I've got it up here. Just bear with me one brief moment. And I'll bring this up for the listeners. It has boiled down to, gentlemen, hopefully you can see it clearly on the screen there, the grand final between none other than the Bearded Broncos and Munsters Inc. They've made it through. Huge GF playing off. We've already joked about the jersey from the cheap market, but we won't cheapen the boys. We'll put in. So big shout out to all who participated this year. It's been good fun. We obviously weren't good enough to defend. We got knocked out. So good luck to both the participants in the final. Hotly contested and looking forward to running again next year.
Yeah. It was a hell of a league this year, mate. It was real tight. Plenty of really close matchups and big scores too. Like, it was a really fun league this year.
I actually want to give a full shout out to the gents that didn't have great starts to the years that put in from start to finish. It wasn't a free league because obviously there was a title, but there was no one gave up in that league. Everyone pushed to the end. It's a sign of the BDE community. I was actually bloody proud of that. That's sick. So thank you. Pookley Woo snuck in late, logged in late, but I'm in the big show. Yeah, boy.
Yeah,
Thanks
boy.
for the advice all season. Went from missing finals last year to top 2 this year. Yeah, boy. Love to hear it. How good's that? On your Pookley.
Connie Lloyd 2027 run.
Yeah. Todd's still the promise of a tattoo if you finally get a dub in this league.
Mate, as soon as I get a dub in League of Record, there's a tattoo on my ass that says "Show and Go Champion 2027." I'm telling you right now.
That is awesome. Simo, should we get one for each trophy?
Mate,
You've got a big enough ass, Redford.
I do. I've got the barge ass, mate. I do have a bit of bunda about me. That's fair.
Yeah,
Thanks,
mate.
mate.
I've always commented how good your bunda is.
Thank you, mate. I appreciate it. Simo, where to next?
It's funny. I was listening back to. Remember we did the bold predictions start of the year.
Oh yes.
Oh.
I was trying to listen back to see how wrong we were.
Yeah.
And boy, howdy, were we wrong on a lot.
Oh, there was some bad ones. There were some good ones too. Some of them, like your victory lapping because of injury, but it's obviously still factors in. I know one in particular, Simo, I got saved with Huddy Young.
Huddy Young was your big one, Redford. But you also you smashed the Latrell Mitchell out of the park.
Yeah.
Toddy with Taylor May. Like, there's a few there that just didn't eventuate through various reasons. But the arse cheek inking came up, and I think you brought that up to Redford about what are we going to do. And there was some comment about us being Wentworth Miller over here with the amount of ink that we've got. Here's Toddy's bare ass.
That's good. That is a brilliant niche reference for Prison Break, mate. That's good for you. Well done.
Toddy can start it next year. Get that engraving done, mate.
Yeah.
Bit of calligraphy.
Yes.
I genuinely, Todd's a full shout to you, mate. Injuries did hurt, and I know listeners out there, sometimes it's not your year. Todd's back some horses that I think Taylor May was a phenomenal pick. That shoulder is just the ticking time bomb. Lesson learned as well for next year, gentlemen. If that shoulder, if you hear about that AC joint or anything about the collarbone, they're not going to last. We know that now. Dewey gone as well. Simo, I was just going to say, the one you did, we're respectful. We're rivals. We have a crack, but the one I was proudest of was getting Moses right. I faded him real hard at the start of the year because I thought he'd be absolutely shithouse, and boy, has he been shithouse. So
he has.
A couple little comments here before we wrap up for the listeners. Our man, Meso, thank you heaps again for all your contribution, mate. It's bloody quality work. I guess I glaze you a bit too, Todzer tells me. Bit of glazing. Thanks, boys, for another tremendous season of yarns and nods. The Tuesday night sesh perfectly breaks up the week. All the best over summer, and hope to see and hear from you three in 27. Bye, y'all. Good from you, mate. Thank you.
We'll be back, old son.
We will be. Working AI will be helping me to try and take this up a notch again going into next year. Stanger, keen for more preseason strategy next year, lads. Beautiful. Love your work, Stanger. Good luck in your GF. Good luck in GFs out there. We'd love to hear more of that. Look, even though we're done with the potties for the year, let us know on the Book of Face. Let us know on X. We want to hear about these victories, and we'll bring that in at the start of next year. So, Simo, it's been a bloody good ride, mate. Good luck in your. You've got one big GF to look forward to this week.
Yeah, unfortunately, only one. Courtesy that Cody Ramsey downgrade on the weekend, so I was happy with that. Yeah, but just the one for me this year. But it's always good to be in them.
Absolutely, mate. Good luck in that one. Todd Mount, any GFs for you, old son?
No GFs for me, mate. But looking forward to having a bit of an off season, focus on a little bit of comedy, a little bit of jiu-jitsu, and get ready to start back 2027. I need a title and I need a new tattoo. So, mate, looking forward to up the fucking wires. I'll tell you what, boys. It'll be a bad day to be a beer at my house on Grand Final Day if the wires get up. Holy.
Todzer, I'll give you this for free, old son. If the Wars are in a GF, I will buy the carton of Spates, mate. All right?
Oh, mate.
It's on. If it's the Knights versus Wars, we got to get there. So
yeah, true.
That's the other thing. I've already got mates from New Zealand telling me that. So I'm going anyway. You may as well get involved.
Tag along, you beauty.
But thank you, mate, for a great season. You're more than just a pretty face, mate. You've offered plenty of laughs. I think one highlight for me of the year was you with your helicopter crashing sound with your mic. I haven't laughed at many years. That was. I will probably go back and watch that again because it was just one of the funniest things I've seen from Pacific's going again.
But it gives me PTSD. I got wet hands just thinking about it. I sit here with this cord, it was
the most outrageously loud sound you've ever heard in your life.
I listened back to it. It was bloody awful.
And the comments from our listeners, it was. You got absolutely annihilated by it. It was so good.
That time my season derailed, actually. It's convenient.
Simo, you're about to say, mate.
I can't even.
Yeah. That was a highlight for me. I think
we've all had issues. We've all had things like Toddy and the fan. Obviously, my tech issues, like we're being roasted in the comments, and the time that and Redford, yours was when you ate on the podcast. There's been some classics.
I forgot about the 3-course meal you had for fun.
No, guys, I'm just going to eat my main meal while I announce the team list.
I copped a bit for that, to be fair. That wasn't great.
That was hard.
That wasn't great.
I have messages from people next day going, is he really eating on the podcast? That's crazy work. Holy.
Shit. No, it's been it's fun. I think we've gone up a notch this year. And as I said, great. Thank you for the listeners. We'll wrap it up there for season 2026. And look, as always, I'm going to say it for one last time for this year. As always, get that BD India. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, boy.